Whether it's music, sports, or world events,
everyone in McKinney is dead.
You can count on Fresh News Network to bring you a fresh approach to the news. Now, over to your lead anchorman, Tim Timmons.
Hello everyone, this is Tim Timmons with the Fresh News Network, back with another breaking news update. As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different setup here. As many of you may know, one of my favorite hobbies is to kick people in the face, so my feet hurt, and you have a seated Tim today. Let me ask you a question. Who are the 3 most important people in your life currently? Without knowing you, I'm 90% sure one of those people is your mother. If you didn't have a great mother, I am almost certain you had a woman you looked at as sort of a motherly figure in your life. Now just envision the love that you got for that woman and how bad it would hurt to possibly lose her. Now hold on, before you start cutting those onions and open your heart, let me ask you a more infuriating question. How much money could I pay you to record your mother if she lie in a hospital bed on oxygen machines clinging to life? Well, if you're indeed a human with a beating heart in your chest, your response was probably, no money is enough, Tim. Get out of here, you creep. Completely understandable response given the situation. But as you know, this is the internet, and the people on here are sick individuals. And this hits especially close to home for me, as my mother has health issues that I will vaguely get into at the end of this video. With that being said, enter Pete Monzingo, a man that is hell-bent on driving the stereotype home that gingers don't have any souls, despite what his profile might read.
Gingers have souls! I go to church, I'm a Christian.
Now before I discuss Pete's crimes against humanity, let me give you a quick backstory on old Carrot Top here. Pete here has been making content since 2017, 7 whole years ago. But for 3 of those years, Pete went nowhere. Outside of a few thousand views, Pete could not manage to get any feet under his content. That was until one day in May 2020 when it struck Pete. His music is mediocre. He lacks greatly in charisma, and his skin hurts your eyes if you look at it hard enough. What can Pete use to set himself apart as a content creator? Well, Pete has a mother with a medical condition called dwarfism, causing her to be very small. And before this day in May 2020, we seldom see Pete's mother. He would drop a Mother's Day post or a family photo occasionally, but that's where it was left. Until he dropped the TikTok, When You Have a Little Mom. And something unexpected happened for PT. He actually got attention. His views went from getting a max of 20 to 30K to almost 300K overnight. And as you can guess from our history of covering internet scumbags, when they find that formula, they absolutely beat it to death. Also, let me make some distinctions here. There's nothing wrong with Pete displaying his mother. There's nothing wrong with Pete highlighting her dwarfism. The problem lies when his content career has failed completely, so he turns his mother's health condition into his personal brand. Because his page from this point goes from 0.5% about his mother to 100% about his mother and other family members with dwarfism. And not just a mention of it, that's the center of the content. Speaking of profiting off a medical condition, Pete made a children's book based around his mother's dwarfism. And I know, this video is about him using his dying mother for views, but I really must paint the full picture of Pete before we get into his worst. Now, Pete's book is called Little Imperfections, Growing Up Different, which is ironic because he's the only one from his family without dwarfism. And Pete is marketed as the star author of this book. But if you've been paying attention to this story, Pete's mom is the star. Pete is only relevant because of his mother's condition. But this book seems to be revolved around Pete. Also, from our research about this book, no proceeds have gone to charity. A children's book, further using his mother's dwarfism as marketing, has donated not a single dollar to the little people of America. Quite odd, but to each their own, I suppose. But if you think that's the worst of this book, try again. Now, Petey has just released a children's book. Let me repeat that. Pete has just released a children's book. And how do you think he marketed that? Was it A, a nice cartoon short? Was it B, a nice heartwarming message from the Monzingo fam? Or was it C, upload hypersexualized content? Yes, C is a real option. Go ahead, I'll wait. Spoiler alert, it's fucking C, my boy. That's right, after 6 years of content creation and never posting anything risque before in his life, Pete used the golden opportunity of a children's book release to start posting things like this. Now let me stop you. Some might excuse this with Pete may be oblivious or just having really poor timing, but here's a second video where he actually acknowledges these disgusting actions. Also, let me clarify something super important here. This book is marketed to children 3 years old and up. Parents will let their children scroll this family-targeted Instagram page thinking all is fine just to see shit like this.
You stay right there, you little nasty!
And now that we properly outlined Pete's exploitation of his mother and creepy behavior with children, let's get into the meat of this video and Pete's worst actions of them all, using his dying mother for views. November 25th, 2023 is where this begins for old Pete, with this very troubling TikTok, where Pete poorly acts out a recent moment where his mother fell unconscious and was admitted to the hospital. If you think this is light, Pete details that the problem was possibly fatal and he was scared she was gonna die. And if this premise wasn't creepy enough, while his mother was in the hospital possibly dying, Pete cosplayed as her with a wig, let me remind you, acting out her possible death. And IG comments being the last frontier for a good roast, naturally people were cooking Pete to an even brighter color of red. Now at this point, a rational person would see the error in their ways and change course immediately. But you must not really know Pete here now, do you? Because 5 days later, Petey would double down on the marketing of a tragic situation with this gem here. See, the last video wasn't realistic enough, so Pete really took cameras into the hospital where his mother was really recovering from her near-death experience to further dig this hole. Now, out of all those shots, let's pause on this one and analyze. Just imagine your mother's laying in a bed after life-saving surgery connected to various medical machines keeping her stable, and your bright idea at that moment is to set up a tripod at the end of her bed, get that angle just right so you can get that golden shot at you hugging your mother in there for them extra views. Like blurring out her face makes it any more tasteful. This is what the internet can do to a person's brain. But for the next video, I'm gonna really need you to buckle in. Like legitimately prepare yourself for the monstrosity you're about to witness, because I can't even introduce it with justice. Just watch for yourself. You still there? Do you want a job? Because I can't do this shit no more, dog. Why do I gotta cover all this horse shit? It makes my chest hurt. But we gonna get through this together, because Pete had a great, bright idea. You guys remember the TikTok trend of using Wham's "Wake Me Up Before You Go" to reminisce over loved ones who passed. Usually doing so with old videos or photos. It usually went like this, but if it gets taken out, blame copyright. So Pete would of course use his mother that just recovered from almost dying as his prop for this video. Again with that foot of the bed golden shot. And it would of course garner the attention he was looking for, but not a lot positive. See, because last time Pete got cooked for his actions by his comments, it was only 4,000 to 5,000. This stunt gained Pete 75,000 comments, letting him know who he is and where he can shove it. Understandably right. And this would lead to a video where Pete would slightly acknowledge these comments and actually have his mom speak defending Pete's actions.
The messages, the comments, the DMs, I've even gotten cards in the mail.
I know.
I just can't get over it. I'm just so thankful. I truly, truly am so thankful.
They care about
I know
you.
it makes a difference. Right, Peaches? Peaches says so too, huh?
I just recorded all of that.
Oh, you,
It was really beautiful what you were saying. Do you want to add anything?
I just want to say thank you, truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, for the kind wishes. Everything gives me hope, and it helps me push myself along to get better.
Sure.
And if for some reason something doesn't go right with the next surgery or something,
It won't.
I'm a little nervous this time. God has a plan for me, and no matter what it is, it's okay. And on the times that I feel great, I'm gonna do a video. And know that I gave my approval for any videos that have been put up, because I felt you deserve to know you're like family to me. Every single one of you are special to me. And I just love you all so much.
Okay, let's not forget who your real son is.
I love you too, Pete.
But if you ask me, this seems like a shotgun wedding. This reminds me of the man showing off his girlfriend.
Day everyone, today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing. Happy Star Wars Day everyone, today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, I get to introduce you to my girlfriend, who is amazing. Today is also my birthday, and because it's my birthday, today is also my birthday.
Marcus, you don't want to do this. Let her go.
Just look at his wheezy looking fucking face, man. This is a guy you would not trust around any women or children ever in his life. But I digress. It is sad how many people can be tricked with not even good acting. These motherfuckers ain't even faking it well, and it's still working. Sad indeed. Now, thankfully, this will put an end to these videos for the time being, because now that the views have been wrangled, it's time to do something with them. So just 3 days after posting this update video where his mom sounds like she's worried she won't make it, Pete posts this
banger 50% off deal for the holidays. Only first 50 orders get the Pete the Chef holiday card.
Now, do you think this is a coincidence he peddles products after 5 straight TikToks about his mom's death? Well, I'll let Chris Tucker, aka Smokey, answer that for the both of us.
Hell no!
But what do I know? Who am I to tell someone how to react to a dying mother? Well, because like I said at the beginning of the video, this hits home for me. My mother has pulmonary hypertension and spends days at a time in the hospital. I have spent countless times in the hospital with my mother not knowing if she'd make it or not. And no money or clout in the world would have possessed me to record my mother on those oxygen machines, knowing this might be the last few minutes I get with her. And I believe all those things make me one of the people most qualified to say this. You're a bitch, Pete. A bitch, a terrible person, a money demon, and someone who shouldn't be around kids, let alone have a huge audience of them. This has been Tim Timmons with the Fresh News Network. And gingers do have souls. Just not this one. Thank you. I'm scrapping this video together, getting a couple pictures of Pete's ugly, ugly face, and I run across this news story. I didn't even know this putting this together. This motherfucker stays in the same county as me. Washington State is cooked. This shit's done. It's not good for nothing but Starbucks, and it needs to burn to the ground. And Pete, you live 150 miles away from me. If I ever see you, I'm giving you that Anderson Silva, and you know what that means.
Like we said, second to none. Oh! He front kicked him in the face! Absolutely.
Fuck Washington. Jesus Christ.